second episode. I'm Harsh. We have Angad and Lari with us. Please introduce yourselves because apparently this is a thing now.
Hi, I'm Lari. I sing. I make some music. Hopefully, it's good. Uh, hi.
Hello, I am Angad. I make music as well. I play the guitar and I produce. And yes.
All right, they're a lot more interesting than their introductions. Um, we're gonna quickly
Who are
start with
you
our.
though?
I am Harsh. I am the host, and yeah, that's what we're gonna work with. You'll learn about me more as we
Yeah.
go on with this show. Um, the first thing we're talking about some really cool stuff today. Um, Angad, you like rock, you like John Mayer. Um, can we say rock also? Just because you
A
like John Mayer? Can this be
little bit.
controversial? Can this go viral?
N- No, it won't probably, but
Fair
it's a
enough, fair
little bit
enough.
of rock. It's a little bit of blues. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
It's a
fair enough,
little bit of everything.
fair enough, fair enough. But I grew up on my parents' music, so I've heard a lot of 70s and the 80s. I personally am a huge fan of the 80s. Anything that brings back to that synth kind of shit just makes me very happy. And
Okay.
yeah. Um, okay, so we were just talking. We're going to talk about something that I think I've had enough conversations with people about, and a lot of people don't agree with me and agree with me. I don't know. Um, Rock music. We don't hear it much anymore. Um, what do you guys think?
We're just looking at you like, yes, we agree. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, I do.
So,
I do sort of agree
Okay, talk to me.
that
Angad.
we don't see it anymore. That is, I mean, we don't see
Yes.
it as
Why?
much
Why? What's going on?
because just technology.
Okay.
There's a lot. I think we do see rock, but in different forms. Like we see techno rock and like rock with like, so the kind of stuff that Muse does
Hmm. Yeah.
is a
Muse.
lot
Muse.
more, like it's a
Yeah.
lot more. I don't know if it's a lot more to do with tech, but yeah. So I think with the advancement of technology,
Hmm.
a lot has changed. Definitely with like being able to produce on your own, like being able to make songs without instruments
Hmm.
at all.
Okay.
The
Fair enough.
EDM rage,
yeah.
the hip hop rage. Mostly, like I think it's more organic than anything. Like I mean, stuff happens. People get bored of music. Like that's just how it is. Like
Okay.
it was hip hop. Then yeah,
I don't know though. I feel like I don't know if rock has like I don't think it's completely disappeared. I feel like it's evolved.
Fair enough.
And I agree with Angad. I agree that a lot of people have different ways of making music now. Like, because you have your software and because you can sample and because, you
Hmm.
have all these, this technology at your fingertips. Nobody is going to, and because this technology is so much easier to use, also,
Yeah. Fair
some would
enough.
argue.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
don't find the technology too easy to use. I broke my mic stand today.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I feel like
technology.
because there are these like different avenues to make music, where you don't have to like physically pick up a guitar, physically pick up a bass and like make music that way. uh People are sort of gravitating
I mean, I can
yes,
see you
towards
have a
that.
keyboard and a
So
guitar and a mic behind you. That actually brings me to my
yeah,
next point.
I mean, but I will still play.
Go
Yeah,
on, go on.
no, I will still play like different parts on my keyboard. I'm gonna use
Yeah,
it
yeah,
as a MIDI,
yeah.
and like it's
Yeah,
easier
see
for me
that
that way.
exactly. MIDI. I think the access to technology as Angad was going on. Everyone, we've seen a lot of indie people also. Is it because of the technology? Would you say available?
Two reasons. One, yes, it's a lot easier to make good music at home because, like, honestly, people go on and on about like studio quality recording and all that shit. But like after a point, you can't really like tell.
Yeah,
Like
fair enough.
if I were to play you like a 24-bit recording and a 32-bit recording, you won't be able to tell Jack. Like you don't know
I
what
don't know what that
the
means.
difference
So
is. Yeah,
cool,
it's
bro.
exactly not
The mic
nobody
again.
knows, nobody knows what the difference is. So it's a lot more accessible. Like you can just make what you're making at home. And second reason is we're seeing a lot more indie people because it's easier to publish now.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough. Fair
easier to
enough.
get your music out there. Like it's easier to get, like earlier record labels used to have the, oh my god, I need to get signed thing because they had the distribution channels, right? So to get your music out as physical copies to everyone,
Hmm.
you needed a person with a huge like a company with a huge what's it called, uh, spread, like lots of contacts, lots of
A label.
distributors, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a label.
Yeah,
And now you don't need that.
Hmm.
You can pretty much do everything on your own if you're good at marketing yourself.
Fair enough. Fair
that's
enough.
true. Although I would still ask the question, why is it that we don't hear OG rock, even though it's something that you can possibly produce at home, you know?
It is easy to
Hmm.
produce, don't you think? Like easier to produce than no, I actually I retract what I said. Everything is equally easy and equally difficult to produce. But I mean, it's doable. It's definitely
We need
doable.
to be politically correct here.
It's doable, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, so I mean, it is doable. But I think just people don't do it because it's not popular anymore. Like, I yeah, I just
Fair
think
enough.
that
Fair enough.
that's the main reason. Like, people don't listen to. I don't think a lot of the public listens to rock anymore.
I mean,
And
not the stuff that's coming out now. You would say a
hmm.
lot of people like my father can't stop listening to his
Yeah,
times music, his times music.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
it.
so
Hmm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like it's also defined, like the kind of music that you're listening to is defined a lot by the youth and what they're currently listening to.
Hmm.
So like the reason that the kind of music that young people are listening to or is becoming so popular is because they have access to all the technology and all the social media, and because marketing happens in that way. Like in my mind, that sort of makes sense.
Why are you saying
uh,
young people? Like,
I feel I'm old, I'm a grandma. This has been established. I
fair
am
enough, fair
grandma.
enough, fair enough,
It
fair
is
enough.
also it's
But
also more important. It's also more important that way because the thing is with young people listening to this kind of music, it is going to be whatever the young people are listening to is what's going to be popular, is what's going to make new people. I mean, that's the genre in which more new people are going to come out, and going to get to
yeah,
know more superstars because the old people, like exactly what you said, right? Your dad is listening to his time's music. He's not listening to new rock artists.
Have you noticed?
Nobody from that age, like majority of people don't are not listening to, oh, I found this new rock band
I mean,
today.
the
It's like
kind of
I want to
music.
listen to the Eagles, and if anyone messes with that,
Eagles,
I will kill them.
Eagles. Let's go, let's go. But have you noticed the genres have changed like so quickly in our generation? Like in the last decade, we saw so
everything
much
is,
music, man.
yeah,
We saw
yeah.
so much music. Like,
Everything's moving a lot faster because I think everything is a
in the
lot
last
more accessible
in the last
to
five
everyone. So
years, like we saw EDM, we saw mad amounts of trap, and then we went to hip hop real quickly. And now we're riding that wave. Things are changing to R&B. Now we're riding that wave. That's mad, man. We're listening to some
yeah,
serious amounts of music.
I mean,
yeah. Hmm.
with the decreasing attention spans, also, it's not like
Ah,
a
I
very
actually I
nice
would
callback. Nice
I,
callback to our previous episode.
I don't know if attention span plays a role, but I do believe that like people like being creative and people like coming up with new things, and they're like integrating new ideas, and they're like mashing things up together, and it's all part of the creative process. So I feel like that's the general trajectory of things. We're going to create and we're going to amalgamate and because our creators are young, and because people are so interested in what their creativity has to offer, it's going to detract a little from what the old culture was.
It's
Yeah.
quite interesting. Access also has a very important factor here. Like if you or I were to release music, I can be sure that at least one person on Spotify in Austria or some shit is listening to the music that I'm creating. It's
Hmm.
mad. Just the fact that even one person from a place that I don't even know, or a person that I don't even know, has access to my music is just it just changes the game completely. You have
Yeah.
literally the entire world's library on your phone and your laptops. I mean, the age
Yes.
of going through every record in the shop and then finding something you like, that the way of listening to music has changed. But my question to you is, um, with that music being created and music being consumed, does it get redundant at some point? I love this question. I'll keep asking this again and again in different forms in different podcasts because this can be explored in multiple ways.
Does it get
Does
redundant?
what become
Yeah.
We're
redundant?
seeing, like, the amount of music that's being created, the amount of waves we're riding. At some point, it just seems like you're like half-assing your way through. I mean, not to be crude, but like mumble rapping.
Well,
No, a lot of people love
yeah.
it. A lot of people love it, but like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, break barriers, great, all for you. John Cage, 4 minute 33 seconds. I still don't understand it. I love it. I don't understand it. It's great. You
It's
can't beat him,
very
join him. But um, people who didn't get that, John Cage is a modern era artist who just wrote a symphony
artist,
of
artist,
musician, composer who
composer.
अरे यार जो भी है who who just wrote a symphony
Wrote a
which was
piece,
4 minute 33 seconds of
piece.
silence, a piece, whatever.
Just
It was a
silence.
piano piece. Yeah.
Silence. He
But
just
Four
sat
minutes,
there.
33 seconds was
off.
silence.
Yeah, he just
It
sat
was
there
Just
for
inspired
4
by
minutes
this.
33
Yeah.
seconds and then got up and bowed and left. And
Yeah.
people were just
I
like, oh,
mean,
cool. Yeah.
it was like it's like a
I mean,
it's inspired. It's a really cool origin story. Actually, it's inspired by a piece of art, and the whole funda behind it is that it's a blank, obviously, like blank canvas, right? But under different lightings it looks different,
Yeah.
because it's, the context is different, and the surroundings are different. So the
Fair
context,
enough.
the thought process behind that
You've just
piece is
clarified a
that.
I
serious
feel
debate
like
in my music class, by the way.
really.
Like, I have been fighting saying, how can you consider this music? And suddenly it just made sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, look at the
So
origin and
the
you
I
find out
feel
why.
Lari?
no, I feel like even with art and people who uh, want to appreciate art and interpret there's always going to be some form of interpretation that the artists themselves have not thought about. And I think that's just it's just a thing that happens. I don't know why and I don't know how. But I remember in our CC also, I was singing a song that I'd written, and then someone came up and said, "Oh, I noticed how you put this part here because it evoked this emotion and it was because of this sound." And I was like, "Well, thank you, but I thought of none of that while I was writing it."
Fair enough.
I
Is
just
that
went with the
meme? Is that meme of the curtains are blue? Do you
Yeah,
remember that
yeah, yeah,
meme? Oh God.
yeah.
I've
Oh
never seen
God.
that meme. I have not seen that meme
So
because I'm old.
so the meme says
English teachers are over. Yeah,
author's written the curtains are blue. The English teacher is like that depicts sadness, he's trying to show he's depressed in life. What the author meant was the curtains are fucking blue. And that's just
yeah. It's
Yeah,
also, there's one more
yeah.
meme like where the curtain is blue, and then there's that like superimposed image of like that guy on the beach going blue.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
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 Um, yeah, coming back to mumble rap, just 1 second. I just need to say this. I know a lot of people who have Inika has issues with uh, with the fact that I don't like mumble rap, and we've had enough debates about it. And no, to each their own. I have no issues. It's just I have just one issue, and that is that the culture is just being ignored. But fair enough. I mean, to each their own. I love it. It's great workout music, I guess. I don't know.
I'm
I
a
don't know. Um I feel like there is, I mean, what is the end goal of it? Like, even if somebody does like mumble rap and somebody does appreciate mumble rap, what happens then? Is everybody affected by it? Is the music industry affected by it?
J Cole
That's an important thing to think about.
J.
Yeah.
Cole wrote a song. I can't remember. I think it was directed to Lil Pump or I don't know the names. Lil Pump, yeah. And I think he wrote a song in which he was trying to explain that you're employed by the white man to make money
Mm.
of the people of the music that the white people are listening to, and soon you're just going to become a redundant artist because the sound is the same. You're not going to sell shows. You're just going to waste your time. While the people who actually carried on with the culture, who evolved with the times instead of getting stuck at one point and going through that again and again and again, just made it through. And it's just an interesting factoid that I just love sharing it as a thing in my favor. But yeah,
uh,
yeah,
no, I mean, like, I do agree with the whole what's the point thing, because the whole point of why like rap came about was dissent. Like, there was a message to all hip hop, right? There was an underlying reason why you did a certain thing or said a certain thing.
yeah.
But
Now, if you're just rhyming shit about no, have you seen? Okay, Smoke Purp was another guy whose Fire in the Booth resurfaced recently and went viral all over again. In which he's just half-assing his way through the freestyle.
Hmm.
He's doing uh he's saying some weird ass shit. Like he's saying, "Give me my perkies, boy, don't you let go." It's just really annoying. Like I can't. How come? Pisses me off, man. But anyway, a lot of rappers still can't freestyle. Doesn't change anything. I'll give him what he wants.
But yeah, so I mean, what was your original question about, like,
Yeah,
you
we
know?
just went on a tangent. My bad. I was talking about how we listen to a lot of music, right? And a lot of music's been coming around, and we're listening to like shit tons. We've got shit tons coming out all the time. Um, just at what point do you think, okay, you know what? This was about 50 years ago. No one's heard it in this generation. Let's bring it up again and revamp the song and release it all over again and shit like
I
that.
mean,
I know which territory you're heading into.
Which territory am I heading into?
We're heading into Bollywood music.
Ooh.
Which, like, the term itself, I have a huge problem with. But Larry wanted to say something.
Go on, go on. Free space. No
No,
one's listening.
Larry
I
wanted to say something.
No people are listening.
what was I gonna say? Oh, you were talking about like bringing back old music. I was just gonna say that it works. It's
It
happened before
works.
and it works.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
That's
so.
a very
If the
interesting
song is good
report.
enough,
Okay. Give me substantiate your claim.
substantiate my claim. Um, I can't think of an example.
Remasters.
Yeah, it's
Remasters
that,
of, like, old albums. That
No,
happens.
I'm not talking remasters. I'm not talking remasters. You make other people sing the same
but
song. You revamp it into today's kind of music, and then you release it as if it's just been made. I mean, one
so
film
what are
that I
you?
can still remember is Student of the Year, in which at least 5 out of 6 songs, something like that, large number of songs, my dad pointed out saying, "Oh, that's an old song. Have you heard of it? Oh, that's an old song. Have you heard of it?" And I'm just like, "What the hell's
But
going on?
Hmm.
At what
but is
point?"
it an old song exactly as the old song
Except
was
for the beat,
originally?
except the tune's the same.
Lyrics.
The lyrics are
Tunes same.
same. The
Yeah,
tune's
yeah.
the same.
Mm,
The instrumentation has changed. The dancing's changed. The era has changed. That's it.
Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. I have also seen this.
And it's
But, like,
considered a new
so,
song on its own.
yeah.
That's what I have trouble with.
uh,
It's not considered a tribute. It's not considered a cover. It's a song on its own.
But the thing
Okay.
is, if I mean, they're probably within their rights to do that.
Yeah, I
Usually,
guess they have the what is it called? The license to do it and whatever. They've got the paperwork done. But
probably,
at what
probably bought
point
it
are
of the original artist,
yeah,
and
but
then
at
are
like
exploiting it.
honestly, at what point are you just taking a piss, man?
So yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of an issue in my head
Little
also.
sus.
It's a little sus. I don't like it. Like, okay, that is one thing I think I should clarify for our listeners. I am very, very much against the whole Bollywood
Dun dun
genre.
dun.
Yes.
Go on.
Uh,
Why?
because
I want to
because
know why.
okay, two reasons. One is, I mean, I don't know how many reasons, but let's go with two first. Um, First one is like it promotes making music just for the film industry, which
Hmm.
like I think is a huge problem in and of itself, because that's like severely handicapping the music industry as a whole.
Fair enough.
Because
Fair
then
enough.
there is no money in, there is actually, if you look at it, there is no money in music itself. The only reason why music sells or why music gets popular is because it's featured in a film. And if you want to feature it in a film, people will then write for the film and not for themselves, which I think is a huge problem, right? And they will also write
Go on. Go
trash.
on.
uh, okay, so,
Trash. Okay.
and also, yeah,
Trash.
you don't have shit like Hollywood music. Well, I mean, that's also a
Is
debate,
it?
because like that's
Bollywood
also a debate.
considered is considered a musical format. It's just that's what it is. You're not going to
Yeah,
be
it's
listening. No,
actually.
no, one second. You're not going to be as a counter for Bollywood. You're not going to be listening to
Mhm.
Broadway music as its own thing. You're going to be mostly listening to it, or a play or a musical's music. You're going to be listening to it in the film. You're not going to be listening to
Which
it.
is exactly the
Now
point. Which
let
is
me tell you.
exactly the
Okay,
point.
okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'll give you Bollywood's defense.
Mm.
Um, a large part of our population earlier, at least until now, has not had access to smartphones and Spotify and streaming platforms where they can listen to all kinds of shit. Where they had access to listen to music was let's go for the weekend, watch a movie, have some fun, listen to music, come back. And then they'll
I fully
download
agree
that
with
shit.
you.
They don't have
I
access to
fully
other
agree.
places. Now
Yeah.
maybe things will change, or things are changing because of a lot of indie musicians coming out and saying, hey, we're here too. But for a large amount of time, that's how it's been.
Mm. Yeah,
And
yeah. I
I
fully agree with you that
completely
it's
agree with you that a lot
that.
of like music from like music's main part, which is coming from the heart, goes away when you're doing. Um, Look, you're lagging for me, so I'm
Mm.
cutting you in yours, but I'm really not. Okay. um, yeah, I was just saying, music comes from the heart, gets lost because you're writing for the films. Go on.
Right. Yeah, and then you write stuff like "Naach meri rani rani." I mean, okay, whatever. But like, so that's the point. Like, India is a developing country. Like, it's not gotten to the point as say USA or UK is at the moment, right? And so, like, I was thinking about this today, that it's not called American rock, it's not called American pop, it's not called American hip hop, but it's called Indian rock, Indian pop, and Indian hip hop, because the industry is in America.
Okay, for hip hop, I'd just like to clarify.
Mm.
Hip hop
It's called Desi.
essentially became American because the British side is now
No, no,
co- like
I'm saying,
taking grime as their name. And
yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, like, look, of course you can have, like, things that are central to America, because jazz came from America, hip hop came from America. That's all chill. That's all fine. But like, I don't see why we can't call it like, yes, you have Indian pop, Indian rock, Indian hip hop, right? And Indian folk. And everything else is Bollywood.
mm, okay,
And like, that umbrella under Bollywood is so large that, like, it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. It's just something I can't formulate it. Probably sounds like I'm really, like, like an old,
no,
like a
I get your point. I get your point.
biased biased dude who's just
That's
like,
too
sorry Harsh,
loud,
I know that
man.
was loud. I heard it too. Through your mic. So yeah, it sounds like I'm damn biased, but like, I don't get it. I don't get why we can't have our own. I mean, I guess it'll come with uh, more development, more access, and more education, more literacy, so that people understand more than just Nach Meri Rani Rani. But
Yeah.
so
Okay.
that's my take on why I think Bollywood is problematic. And sorry, Harsh, I know that was loud again. I will back it
No, that
off
was
later.
I decreased my volume. Don't worry.
Uh, uh, yeah, so that's why I think Bollywood is a little bit problematic. And